Big Republican Senate primaries are heating up, and there's a lot of new polling out there on these horse races. To sort it all out, let's bring in former executive director of the National Republican Congressional Campaign Committee and the founder of Torchlight Strategies, Pollster John Rogers. Okay, John, good to see you. Let's talk about where we are, because there are a lot of numbers and a lot of races. Let's start with the Senate race in the state of Ohio. How's that shaping up?
Yeah, this one is a little bit of a food fight today is probably the best way to categorize it. The primary is on May 3rd. As you can see here, Mandel has an early lead. I don't believe that. I think that that's mainly just early name ID of just people, whose name they recognize right now. There'll be a lot of spending going on, and that really hasn't started in earnest right now. Gibbons and Dolan have the most cash on hand, and they've been the best fundraisers. So I imagine that this thing is going to go the distance. I think we probably won't know who the winner is going to be before Election Day. Is my best guess. Winner will probably go on to face Tim Ryan, who's a congressman from Ohio. He's a pretty good fundraiser, but it's a state that we must win and a seat that we have to hold in order to take back the Senate.
Yeah, Mandel has run statewide before for Senate. He's held statewide office, so people know him.
Yep.
But you think this is gonna tighten as we get closer?
I definitely do. Okay. Just from my own experience, there's a pretty good pretty good opposition research on each of these folks.
Okay.
And I think that what we're seeing right now is just the fact that people recognize his name from having run statewide a couple of times. All
right, let's move on to Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz making a splash there, surprising some folks. There are a lot of folks who thought that this was going to crash and burn. I personally didn't think so, because he is a very attractive, telegenic candidate, speaks very well, and he's getting out there. Take us behind the numbers there.
This is going to be an ugly race. It already is. I think I lost count at 15 different Republicans that had announced that they were running here. And the top three that you're seeing there on the screen will probably be the top three throughout. Filing is still open here, so there's a possibility that other folks could get in, but more likely people get out because they don't qualify in petitions. One of the interesting things that's happening in Pennsylvania is that we don't know when the primary is going to be. And there's already been north of $13 million spent on the Republican side in the primary. The interesting thing about that is that the state Supreme Court in Pennsylvania are the ones that delayed the primary, and they're effectively a branch of the Democratic Party in Pennsylvania and borderline pride themselves on it. So I think that they're really enjoying seeing our side of the aisle beating each other up and spending this much money this early for a race that we don't even know when it's going to be held. This thing is ugly, and I think is going to continue to be. My guess, though, is that the top three that you saw on the screen there are going to be the top three throughout. Real
quick, because I'm out of time. Talk to me about Arizona. Where are we there?
The AG that is a race that's going to develop late. It's an August 2nd primary. The filing is still open there. I think that you're going to have a three-way race against the top three that you see on the screen there. Number 2 and number 3 are raising the most money. So I think that you're going to see this thing as a late developing thing, much like Ohio was just name ID driven.
All right, John Rogers, we're going to have you back. We've got a lot more races to cover. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you.